Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and for everybody who's new, I'm Leorah and I'm so glad you found me. Sweeties, today we're going to work with two palettes from a brand that is not being featured everywhere, and I am so happy and kind of also a little bit proud and excited that I'm going to be the one to do that. You know, sweeties, we're talking about Yardie Couture Cosmetics, and I have two palettes from that brand. I do have the Sunsea Shimmer palette, which is an all shimmer palette, and I do have the Escape to Paradise palette, which is an all matte palette. So let me just show you the palettes. This is the all matte palette, the Escape to Paradise palette, and then here we do have the Sunsea Shimmer palette. There is a story to these palettes and how I got them. I'm going to, of course, tell this story while we're doing the makeup. Okay, I have done 3 looks including this one, so there are 2 more looks that you're going to see towards the end of the video, of course, in pictures, and there's going to be swatches of both of those palettes, and of course at the end of the video the review part. But first we're of course going to create this look, and I'm going to chat with you a little bit as always. So it is it's a chatty situation, you know? So if you just found me, I'm Leorah. I'm a makeup artist and stylist. I'm living for colorful and bold makeup and styling. And of course, if you want to see more of me, then by all means, check out my channel, all my videos. I have a lot of videos on my channel in all kinds of different themes and whatever. So check out the playlists and everything. And of course, subscribe, because I would absolutely love to have you here. Beyond that, feel free to follow me on my social media, which is linked in the description box down below, because there you can also see the result of my work, you know, sweeties. So that is that. Without further ado, let's go right into it, because I don't want to waste your time. But sweeties, this you need to see. Okay, sweeties, we're doing a look with the 2 palettes that I showed you in the intro, and I have put on the Natasha Denona eyeshadow primer, and I think I want to go in with some like pinkish purplish goodness. Okay, so let's go in maybe with the matte one, of course, first, because that's how I do makeup. Okay, so this is the Escape to Paradise, and I think I'm gonna go in with Fruit Punch. All right, I'm also wearing this lip plumper. I don't know how they always taste and feel like medicine on your lips. How is that? Okay, so in any case, I just wanted to have something on my lips. I do not need my lips to be plump. It was the first thing I had here on my table. So let's just, you know what? I think today I'm gonna go in from this side. Why not? And let's just put on some makeup. This whole thing with those palettes, and that is basically what I want to talk to you about today, is really quite the story, because these palettes have been ordered in, I think, in March 2021, sweeties. And maybe if you're not new here, then you will recognize a name that I'm going to mention, and that was by Christine, my friend from Australia, who has been supporting my channel for a long time, up until she passed away in the beginning of August this year. But sweeties, she had ordered this one, the Sunsea Shimmer palette, which is an all shimmer palette. Okay, so she had ordered that palette, and I think on launch even, you know, I think on launch. And of course, as you must know, the pandemic is really hard, not only on us, but also of course on the brand owners, and it has been a bit of it has been hard to get this to me, you know. Now I think that it is because I do believe this brand is based in Jamaica. At least it is based around Jamaican culture, Jamaican nature, and all of that, but I'm pretty sure that it is also actually based in Jamaica. So yeah. It was incredibly hard to get these palettes to me. Let us go in with Hibiscus. Oh, I love Hibiscus. I have actually 2 big Hibiscus bushes right in front of my door that I just planted at the end of the summer, you know. One that is pink and orange, and one is mostly orange and has like a red inside. So beautiful. And I'm actually envying one of our neighbors who has a yellow one. I already went to my husband and like, dig it out during the night, bring it here. They won't notice. No. Just kidding. So in any case, I really like Hibiscus. That's basically what I wanted to say with this little thing. Don't get scared. I'm okay. I'm really okay. But I really like Hibiscus. I think it's a phenomenal flower, plant, whatever it is. So yeah, in any case, so she, the owner, had sent the palettes, or at least the palette that had been ordered already previously, and then I think in May I asked and said, where is it, sweetie? And she said, yeah, but I sent it, and apparently like the international carriers had problems getting it to me because the shipping address was my address here in Israel, of course. So I think in August I contacted her again, and then she sent it again. I don't know if my package had gotten returned to her or not. I don't know. Maybe it got lost. So much got lost for these brand owners, sweeties. It is like, I really feel for them, you know, because I cannot even imagine how many losses they had and stuff. So really, so she sent it again, and apparently it just again did not work out. It did not work out, you know. And I then said, listen, would it help if you would send it to the US? And she said, okay, so let's try that. And then she shipped it, and it actually got to my PR address in the US. And as a thank you for my patience, she actually included this palette, which I'm so glad, because sweeties, together it just makes so much sense, you know. Together they just make so much sense. Okay, let's also go in with Star Apple. I want to have this kind of in the outer part of the crease, and just need the right brush. And yeah, I'm basically just trying to use a few shades that I haven't used yet. And I will also probably go and do a neutral look at some point with this palette, because I need to make a few more neutral looks these days, because I'm actually in the process of applying for high school for my girls, for my older girls, and I kind of need to be a little bit more normal for that, you know. Plus, I really like neutral looks, you know. Actually, behind the scenes, when I'm behind the scenes information, when I am doing makeup looks and I have done neutral ones, I have actually said to my to my besties after the fact, I was like, oh, just imagine I would make it turn around like a Paulina. Do you remember Paulina Aspelyoung when she was still into colors and she was like all over the place? She was actually, besides maybe her speech that is a little bit too rough for me personally, but I kind of felt like she had this super cool vibe, and was of course very much into color and very much into indie and stuff like that. And now she's of course completely different. She's gone super neutral and soft glam and stuff like that, and which is fine, whatever serves her best. I'm not judging this, it's just that the change was really drastic for me, you know. And yeah, so I was like, what if I were to do that? And people were like, no, Leorah, really? So yeah, but I always feel wonderful in neutrals. I feel wonderful and safe and pretty and sexy and everything. There's nothing bad about neutrals, you know, just saying. But don't worry, for now we are staying with the color. In any case, so that that is that. So I'm just going back and forth between the different colors, and I'm just kind of trying to blend everything into each other while finding the right brush. These are a little bit too big for my liking. In any case, at least for this placement here. So that is that. So it was really hard to get them to me, but at some point they got to my US address. And then of course my sweetie there, who is running the show over there for me, her name is Gabrielle, and she sent it to me together with of course other stuff that gets shipped there. And then it got here, and I was so happy, so happy that I could finally have this, because at some point the owner of Yardie Couture Cosmetics, she said, let me just reimburse you, you know. Thing is though, that of course I had not bought the palette. It was Christine, and by that time she had passed away. So I was like, you know what, that is not going to be really possible, because I don't even, like, she didn't have any relatives really who could take over her bank account or anything. So I was like, I don't even think that this bank account exists anymore, you know? So yeah, and then we just managed, and that was great, because I'm really, really happy that I got to try this brand, because maybe otherwise I would not have, you know? And that is really, really cool. So in any case, I also want to put something, I think I want to put the black in the outer corner of the lid, because I just feel like it. I want it to be black. So let's use jet black, and let's put that in the outer corner. And then I think I'm going to do I want to do a cut crease or not? No, maybe not. Let's not do a cut crease. Literally, I'm really just making up this look while I'm doing it, because I have been a bit distracted. Usually I kind of try to prepare my videos a little bit more, but honestly, for me, this is the morning of the first day of school after the Hanukkah vacation of my kids, and there is so much. In Hebrew we say balagan, which means there is so much stuff that is like unsolved, you know. It's a mess. That is the right word to describe the whole situation. There is a mess going on with who is going back to school, who can, who is not, who is in isolation, who is not. None of my kids have anything that are sick. Let's just put it that way. None of them are sick, but they have been apparently in contact days ago with people on the street somewhere, you know, during the vacation, who have been sick. So and now it's like, who's going back to school, who cannot, and stuff like that. So everything is a bit in a limbo right now, which I personally hate. I'm a very, very organized, structured person, and when things are not orderly, it might be my German background, I don't know. But I just hate it when things are up in the air and I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what to expect. I mean, I deal with it. It's not like it makes me, it turns me into a person who is not able to live and to function, because I know that some people get paralyzed by situations like this. I personally don't think I do, but it is, I hate it. You know, it's not my preference. I like stuff to be planned, to be structured, to make sense, to just be, you know, organized, because I just had to become that way, because I'm a mother of 7 and I cannot have a mess. I cannot, you know. So yeah. Okay, so let us go into the other palette, Sunset Shimmer, and let's see what else we can do with this. I'm very, very drawn to this shade here. I think this is what I want to put in, because it is so cute. It's called Slick. It's called Slick, and I think I'm going to put that in the inner corner. I've had it, I think, in the first 2 looks actually under my eye, but one cannot really, it cannot shine so much there, of course. So I'm going to put that here, and it is such a soft shade, and it sparkles so beautifully, and it's really, really pretty. So that is where I want to have this one. And then what do we do? I have no idea. What else could we do? I mean, I could go in with a blue. I could go in with a purple. What have I not used yet? Maybe this one, because this one I also haven't used yet. So, or maybe these two. Maybe I should go in with this one first with a sliver, and then basically this one. So that first shade is Glisten and the other one is Glint. Alright, so let's just do that, because like that we get to use a little bit more of the palette. So let's go in with Glisten, which is the teal kind of a shade. And let's just put that right here next to the first one. And then I'm going to blend it into the darker blue till it meets the black. Okay, good. I have all my wealth of brushes here. Okay, Glint is this one. There seem to be different formulas here. Some of them feel a little bit drier. This is here, the dark blue one is one of those that feels a little bit drier to the touch when I touch it with the brush. Doesn't mean anything for the performance, but I think it is more of an OG shimmer compared to the other ones who are a little bit more foiled and sparkly, you know. So that is this one, and I think the color is actually super pretty. This is pretty. Now, do I get to put this on with my finger too? I don't know. It is so hard to bend this way these days now with the nails. I wish I could take them off just for makeup application and then later on like magically have them reappear or something, but yeah, that's not happening. Yeah, but in any case, I'm so grateful that this whole thing basically then came together, because maybe you remember during the summer of this year I did a video on the, what was it called now, the Oracle palette from Magic Mondays, and I made a big deal out of the fact that that is actually the last palette that I received from Christine, and I only received it basically after she had passed away already, but that was just, I think it was like a month or 3 weeks before she passed away. She had ordered that palette for me, so that was not as dramatic shipping wise and waiting wise like this one, right? So but really this is the last thing I got from her. It's not the last thing she ordered for me, but it's the last thing I got from my sweet Christine. May she rest in peace. Seriously, she has been such a blessing over quite some time. I don't know if was it maybe 2 years or something that she was there to support my channel, and that was just amazing. I mean, there were whole videos where I said every 2 minutes, I received this by the kindness of Christine. You know, and if you don't know, then just go back and look at my older haul videos, because seriously, that girl was amazing. I mean, she was not a girl. She was an older woman. And like I said, she did not have kids. She wasn't married. And she was like, Leorah, I just want to pamper you. And I'm like, okay, well, okay. I don't get pampered a lot. So that is really nice. And honestly, I just feel also how, and that is of course because I'm religious and I see things that way. I see it as God taking care of me, you know, because he knows that I have 7 children. I have a huge household, and don't even think about the bills for a household like this, you know. I would literally sit here and do looks with the same 5 palettes all the time, you know, if it wouldn't be for my friends, because seriously, I cannot uphold this channel on my own. I could not. So in any case, this is it. I'm going to finish this look off camera, and of course in a second we're going to meet here for the swatches. I think I'm going to have to do 2 swatch videos and then just include them after each other, because I will not be able to swatch both of those palettes on my arm at the same time. But that is that, and then afterwards we are going to meet here for the review part, so stay tuned. Okay, sweeties, here we are, of course, with the finished look and the finished styling. And of course, I'm going to zoom you in so you can see a little bit closer how I finished the look. And of course, as always, I'm also going to tell you about it. Okay, so this is how it turned out. Also on my lips, I'm wearing one of those satin liquid lipsticks from Unearthly Cosmetics. This is the one in the shade Ginger, okay? So just, I'm trying to like throw them in because I think they're actually really spectacular. Okay, sweeties, let us talk about the palettes. Let me just take a look in my mirror to see what I've done. Okay, I do have a dark brown on my waterline, and then I basically have shimmers under my eyes. In the inner corner, I have this shade here, which is a white, but it basically comes out as a very light gold. And then I blended it into this, and from there into this, and from there transitioning into this one. Closer to my waterline, I then pressed in a dark brown from the other palette, from the Escape to Paradise palette, which is this one, Cacao. And that is basically how I finished the look. Okay, sweeties, let us talk about these palettes. Both of them have cardboard packaging. Both of them have, of course, a mirror, and they have shade names, and you do have the ingredients on the back. Let me just show you the other one too. There you go. Okay, and the ingredients on the back. Sweeties, okay, let's maybe start with this one because I'm holding it already. As I already told you in the makeup application part of the video, I do believe that there are two different formulas here, at least two, okay? Because one is more shiny, more sparkly, and a little bit more foiled, and the other one a little bit more regular, but still like super, super smooth, really, really opaque, really nice to work with. So that is basically what you're getting here. I think this formula is amazing. And in both palettes, I should also say that you have 16 shades, basically two categories of 8. Basically, okay, also in the other one, and that is what you're getting here. And the color selection and also the performance of those shades is super, super nice. There was no creasing, there was no fading, there was no separating, there was no problem with these shades. Okay, sweeties, then with the other one, and this is probably the one where I was more curious about, because usually to work with shimmers and to blend them and to all of that is not really such a big deal, because shimmers are easier to work with than, at least when you ask me, than mattes, because mattes, to blend them and to make it look professional and all of that is a whole different ball game, I think. So these here, sweeties, are one of the best mattes that I have in my collection. This palette, sweeties, seriously. Also this one, it's just not mattes, it's shimmers, but they are also super, super good. But I have to say that the pigmentation and the formula, it is so smooth and so velvety and so buttery and so blendable. Even though it is super, super pigmented, it is unearthly, seriously. Plus also the red, I used it in my second look. The red and these shades did not stain. Now these I used today for the first time, so I don't know, but these two I have used in the second look already, and they do not stain. They do not stain, you know? There was no staining on my face, like seriously, you know? I have to say that this was a pleasure. Whites, I tried that also in, I think, the second look. They never worked super, super well on me, but it was okay considering what else I've tried in whites, white mattes. This worked okay, but everything else just blew me away. And I'm definitely going to, as I already told you also earlier on in the video, I'm going to also do a few neutral looks with these two palettes, because seriously, this was a pleasure. It was absolutely beautiful. I cannot even tell you. And I'm so, so glad that I did not cancel the order and say like, whatever, keep the money, keep the palettes, whatever, because it took like 6 months basically, you know, to like almost to get these palettes to me. And at some point I was like, you know, if it wouldn't have been for Christine and for remembering her and because she wanted to bless me with this, I would have said, you know what, this is too hard, whatever. Even though I am, because of where I live in the world, I am very, very used to being patient, and I have the funniest conversations with my friends in the US, for example, who get impatient when they don't get a delivery within like 3 days, and I'm like, you're kidding me, right? Like I'm so used to waiting long, you know, but I've never waited so long for something. And I'm not saying that this is the fault of the owner of Yardie Couture Cosmetics. I'm just saying that it is a crazy world right now, and it is very hard anyway to get stuff to me. So but it was so worth it. That is the point that I'm trying to make. It was so, so worth it. Sweeties, don't sleep on that brand. Don't sleep on that brand. At least when it comes to the eyeshadow palettes, I don't know what else she has honestly right now, but please check it out. Please check out this brand. Don't sleep on this brand. Just saying, you will enjoy this. If you have my makeup style in any way, like if you have my preferences, you will enjoy this. I'm vouching for this brand with my name that you will enjoy this. So, have I been clear? Okay, so sweeties, this is it for today. I hope you did enjoy yourselves here. And of course, again, feel free to check out the description box. Everything is going to be listed there. Everything that I have on my face, and of course also my links to social media, ways to support my channel, all my discount codes with the different brands. And beyond that, of course, leave me your comments in the comment section as always, and subscribe to my channel because I would love to have you here. You're going to see a lot of fun stuff and a lot of good looks, you know, I hope. So I really hope. So beyond that, sweeties, that is it for today. I hope you did enjoy yourselves, and I'm going to see you here super soon for my next video. And up until then, definitely go ahead and sparkle. Hugs and kisses. Bye.